Good evening, everyone, and you're all very welcome to our very first edition of the Noble Call podcast. I'm Paddy Homan, here in the great Midwest of the United States. Thank you for joining us. We're in for some great music here tonight. Up your fire. And that was our very first music playing, really, on our new Noble Call podcast, which we hope to bring to you definitely once a month, maybe a little more. And again, just, aren't we so lucky to have music in our lives? Music and song, and I suppose a best representation of that, it's such an outswelling of emotion. I suppose all us musicians are just consumed by songs, the stories behind them, and of course their connections to others. So I suppose for myself, really, we all had our own experience of COVID, and even though I was working right through, we still managed to do a lot of music, and particularly during when we were all battened down, many of us took to the airwaves just to give some sense of hope. And that's really where I thought that this podcast might evolve to, because I kept our session going online, and we had such a great following. And now, I suppose, as I look back and I say, you know what, let's keep it going in some fashion or other. But moreover, our Noble Call podcast is where we will bring more people in for maybe some musical interviews, some sort of fun interviews as well, I suppose. And we do go back to Ireland periodically, and we've done a lot of recordings of musicians and storytellers back there. So we hope to share some of that with you along the way. If you have any particular request, feel free to contact me on my website, paddyhoman.com, or info@paddyhoman.com, and I'd be delighted to hear what you have to say. Now, I will say, when we were back in Ireland in October of this year, we got to meet some of the most amazing musicians. And one of those musicians was a guy called Dermot Maher, and Larry Nugent, who was with us, and Jimmy Moore playing. We had such a terrific time, but it was great just to see, just to be in the presence of some amazing musicians. And this is Dermot. He shared one of his albums with us, and we'd love to share it with you now. So Dermot Maher, and it's called The Star of Munster and Castle Kellys. Sir Fad, that was just beautiful there. And fair play to Dermot. It was just a joy to see him play music, actually. He was telling us when we were, he joined us down in Killarney, and he was showing us the new melodeon that he got. And he said he was spending nearly 24 hours a day just learning songs and that. Just fabulous, you know. And we wish him all the best. And when he's out around here, just be sure to support him, and of course buy his new album as well. I think it's called Shúlan Shlí. And so Dermot Maher, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy, and it was just great to hear him. Now, you know, I suppose singing myself, I grew up, I don't remember a time whenever I actually started singing. I think my mother said I was singing since I was like 12 months old, as my mother Lizzie would say. But no, it's a wonderful, I suppose, not so much it's really not our gift. It's really the man above, really, and we just have it on loan and be glad so long as we have it. But I will say a great guy that I had just loved listening to, and someone that we lost last year was Seamus Begley. So we'd like maybe to share a song now from Seamus. The beautiful Seamus Begley, and of course Tim Eady there. That wasn't him singing, but you can't be up to those Kerry guys, you know. But no, I do want to go back to a song from Seamus, and really one of my real beautiful songs. It's called Out on the Leabhar, and I heard Irish Kennedy in Dingle singing this many years ago. Just a beautiful, beautiful song, and this is Seamus's version of this.
Quanderin je kasach me gash holi niven darere mar shoulder fleet na farge har sare he bart megi the stadan shall the word me down the shallow his garden juan tachtaro ege koch meren gremordonin de kalachas und de framskri le hattersje neveldingen met izige galmo skor larden met I hasen shal narwa Diach machu is mapershe, Memiers machu venganishe, Smesh yaridian of marine, Machans mochten. Mochdia de goeding skape, Avidian takum kape. Stor jal har vjoeg van maar vem gen. Jede vem hen som varige de baren skel. Sahile kon salases megatach Borwale kach imagine me go boar kans for kasne son voort de graag in mijn vallen gans na ons bed.
Now, nach raibh sé sin go hálinn ar fad. That was just so beautiful. And again, our, I suppose we'd all miss Seamus, but his voice will continue on, live on for generations and to come. And just such a beautiful, gorgeous voice. I just, ní bheith hé down a ríis, as they say. So now we're going to go back now. When we were in Ireland, actually, in October, we went around the country. There was many places we went to. We're going to bring you more music around that. One particular place we went to Dungarvan. We went down there to the Ring Gaeltacht, and beautiful place there down in the sunny southeast of Ireland. And Larry Nugent was there along with Jimmy Moore with a fabulous group. Rich Daniels of the City Lights Orchestra was there as well. And we got to sit down and listen to this guy, Cuivine O'Farrell. Now, I'm going to play one or two. I'm going to play a song from Cuivine's album that he gave us. It's called Uilleann Piping from County Waterford. And we're also then going to play for you one or two audio clips that we took when we were on that trip. And you'll get to hear a little bit of both. So now we're just going to go over now to Cuivine. And this is Mary McMahon and the Reel of Mullen Navat. Beautiful stuff there from Cuivine O'Farrell. And we actually met Cuivine down in the beautiful Marine Bar down there in Dungarvan. We had a busload that went down, and God, we had a great time. We had the sandwiches and the soup and the pint of Guinness, and Cuivine was there to meet us, and we belted it out. And the great Larry Nugent was there, and in his element, of course, as we all were, as we were listening to Cuivine play. And he's also a great singer. And this is something that we recorded Cuivine. I hope it comes out well here now. So let's take a listen to Cuivine singing. This was taken at the Marine Bar in October when we were there.
Nis Kalin no Khalis solach the me Gus hashi gan posang bos at say Nata croing gallen fokung gus all the meaty Agus fog me chud marashin The hubus crack left unto spare van der doors No langus moler Skmjarlum na morgen når angund Ngam has hoing gem varin Gemechte wachem jabong getrach no na pro Is de lembech lan kore holog het serum Machering boglin de broge loch kroing ges pund Nis a story not our father loved them. Ni hauring loved them, gebrach lehenaun, gegern schele dolschan varin. Maar voor she de hoorish gesorach dos, germining de horse din parnem. Nar vein ile tolach roing gedipund, ne kauf de storv na voges erljang. Streich dat iles farkjol, ni vech fjorling et pund, nis a strorn ke haurach ban vragan. Na kretschen is geltest ne bjenge harschul, Mar sanuf marshansketen tarne A herregetem fokungus morgedem rung Snir holes ripunter en lahir Benge valle tich noging se vore hachuing Bandkare prati se kursank hier maun Sma vache belan Jevor bana gestua skan inge da gro ach magarin.
And that was just absolutely gorgeous there. You can see we were all delighted to be in Cuivine's presence and just to hear the beauty of the unfettered voice, I suppose, agus a bheith ag árán at Gaeilge, sing it out there in the Irish language and in such a beautiful part of the sunny southeast. So we're going to continue on here now, and I'm going to go over here now to, there's a story behind this particular one here now. Cathal Hayden, yeah, there we go. We're going to go over now to Cathal Hayden. lovely stuff there from Cathal Hayden. I suppose my story, I was going to play some other one, but that one came up. And of course, Cathal Hayden probably worked out the right way, really, because our next tour, Ireland Music Tour, we weren't going to do it, but we decided that I always like to come up with something fresh and something different. And this year in October, the first 10 days of October, we're going to be heading to Scotland for the first 4 days. And then we're going to head from there over to Northern Ireland. And of course, Cathal Hayden is from up around there and up in the north of Ireland. And our trips are known for just lots of music combined with great presentations, lots of first-class experiences. And I think we're probably going to be sold out again. If you are interested in coming on one of our trips, do send us a note on my website, paddyhoman.com. We'd be happy to put you on our list and keep in touch with you. This year, we're going to spend 2 nights in Edinburgh, and we're going to head up then to the Highlands of Scotland, and we're going to spend 2 nights up there. We're going to go to the Dahwini Whiskey Distillery. I hear it's one of the best in the world. And we're going to, after we have the drop of whiskey, then we're going to go out and see, can we find the Loch Ness Monster? And if he doesn't come out, I'll start playing the bodhrán. He might come out then, I wonder, But no, we're going to go from there then over to the north of Ireland. We're going to visit the Giant's Causeway. And a guy I know here on the south side, Shane McShane, his family are up around there. We're looking forward to meeting all of them up around there in Ballycastle. We're going to have a nice session there near the Giant's Causeway. We're going to stay in the Belfast Europa Hotel. And then we're going to go from there over to the Loch Earn Resort and visit Derry as well, and that's the other things. And of course, that's Larry Nugent country. So I'm just so lucky and honoured to play with some amazing musicians out around here in the Midwest. And Larry, of course, being one of them. He's just such a great, great person, great musician, great friend. And we're going to be in Larry's parish, as the fella says. So I'm sure there'll be lots of shenanigans that take place there. Again, if you've any interest in going on any of our trips, go to paddyhoman.com, Paddyhoman. I say DDY because I often get a fax where it says Patty, Patty. So anyway, I'm Paddy with a D, as the fella says. So anyway, we'll continue on here, and we're going to go over here now just to a little bit of music here, and this is the King's Shilling with Karen Casey, John Doyle, and Seamus Egan.
My love has left me with plain straw, and that's the last of him I ever saw. He joined the Camry and marched to home. He took the shilling and he's off to war. Come laddies, come with the cannon roll. Take the King's shilling and you're off to war. Well, did he look as he marched along, with his kilt and sparrow and his musket gun, and the ladies tipped him as he marched along. He sailed it out by the Broommail, when the pipes did play as he marched along, and the soldiers sang out a battle song. March on, cried the captain gay, for King and country, we will fight today. Come laddies, come with the cannon roll. Take the King's shilling and you're off to war. the shilling didn't seem, oh, the shilling didn't seem much worth the while. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roll. Take the king's shilling and you're off to war. Then they fought and the men did fall, cut down by bayonet and musket ball. Many of these brave young men would never fight for the king again. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roll. Take the king's shilling and your dying war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roll. Take the king's shilling and your dying war. Come, laddies, come, hear the cannon roll. Take the king's shilling and your dying war. Dying war, dying war. It's toned down.
I am a young fellow that's easy and bold. In Castletown corners I'm very well known. In Newcastle West I spent many a note with Kitty and Judy and Mary. My father rebuked me for being such a rake, for spending me time in such frolicsome ways. But I never forget the kind nature of Jane, agus fága me chewed mar a hoshe. My parents had reared me to shake and to mow, to plough and to harrow, to reap and to sow. My heart being too airy to drop it so low, I set out on high speculation. On parchment and paper they taught me to write, in Euclid and grammar they opened me eyes. In multiplication in truth I was bright, agus fága me chewed mar a hoshe. If I chance for to go to the town of Rathkeil, the girls all around me do flock in the square. Some offer me bottles and other sweet cakes, and treats be unknown to their parents. There's one from Askeaton and one from the Pike, another from Ardagh, me heart is beguiled. Although from the mountain her stockings are white, and as fog and me chewed mar a hoshe. To quarrel for riches I ne'er was inclined, for the greatest of misers must leave them behind. I'll purchase a cow that'll never run dry, and I'll milk her by twisting her horn. John Damer of Shronel had plenty of gold, and Devonshire's treasure was 20 times more. But he's laden his back among nettles and stones, agus fog and me chewed mar a hoshe. If I chance for to go to the market at Croom, with a cock in me hat and me pipes in full tune, I'm welcomed at once and brought up to a room where Bacchus is sporting with Venus. There's Peggy and Jane from the town of Brewery, and Biddy from Bruff, and we all in a spree. Such combing of locks that was there about me, agus fog and me chewed mar a hoshe. Some say I'm foolish, but more say I'm wise. Being fond of the women, I think it no crime. The son of King David had 100 wives, and his wisdom was widely recorded. I'll till a good garden and live at my ease. Each woman and child can partake of the same. If there's war in the cabin, themselves they can blame. Agus fog and me chewed mar a hoshe. And now for the future I mean to be wise. I'll marry those women who treated me kind. I'd marry them on the morrow by and by, if the clergy agree to the bargain. And when I'm laid out and my soul is at rest, those women can gather to cry at my wake. Their sons and their daughters can offer their prayers to the Lord for the soul of their father.
Beautiful stuff there of Donald Clancy, and before that was Karen Casey. We talk about singers, why you had two of the best there, and of course I just love the Limerick Rake, that version that Donald Clancy does. He does such it's just a raw version. I know the Pogues had done it as well, and Shane McGowan, but I just, and God rest Shane. I like this version from Donald, and of course the King Shilling with Karen Casey. That was just a beautiful version of that. So people talk about the Noble Call. Where did I get that name from? I suppose if you've grown up in Ireland, you've probably heard of it. Maybe at the end of the night, or it doesn't have to be the end of the night really, but you might be back after a game or a match, or you're just in the bar at night, and somebody will shout out. They'll say, "Right, Paddy for the Noble Call," and that's really your invitation to sing a song. And I've seen it many a time, particularly growing up in the north side of Cork City, where people would always join in the Noble Call, and that's a good old sing song. That's a good old gathering. That's a good old get together. And times change, and particularly when you're out here in the Midwest of America, you may not have the opportunity as much in the Noble Call, but you always try your best to make it happen. And we're trying our best here on this podcast now to share songs, share stories, and this is our first one here tonight. So I'm sure there'll be lots of variations on the Noble Call as we work things through. But it's just I'm just grateful that you've chosen to join us, and we look forward to many, many more. Now, I want to share with you one particular song, actually, and it's a song actually taken from my new album that came out. We're so blessed to have the opportunities that we do to sing and be of service to people through music, no matter where they're at on their journey. And I want to share this particular song, and it's in tribute to Dennis Cahill. God rest Dennis. He was such a beautiful guy, very supportive of myself and others when we first came out here to America. Produced two of my previous albums, and we were putting our latest album, This Is the Day, together, and this was produced by myself and Jimmy Moore. Jimmy Moore, Kilkenny man, of course. When you see Cork and Kilkenny on the same team, that could mean trouble. But anyway, in this case, it worked out. And I was going to write a written tribute to Dennis on the back of the CD, and Jimmy suggested that there was a particular song that Dennis always loved to play, and it was called A Bhruach na Carreg na Baine. So we reached out to Jimmy Keane, the great Jimmy Keane, and we connected with Dennis's wife, Mary Joyce, and we're so grateful to have been able to bring Dennis back into the CD, and he's just so alive in this particular song. His memory and spirit will always live on. And this is Dennis Cahill on A Bhruach na Carreg na Baine. He comes on at the beginning and the end. And then we have many other, I suppose, all great friends of Jimmy, of Dennis that played on it. Teresa Shine and Jimmy Keane, of course, Jimmy Moore. We also have backing vocals of Susan Salador. And then we were looking for in the beginning, we were trying to find at the beginning when you hear Dennis play, there was just something that we were looking for. And lo and behold, our sound editor, our Dennis Victor Sanders, called me one day and he says, I think I might have something. So Victor came on with the electric guitar, and it goes something like this. So this is tribute to Dennis Cahill. We just call it Bhruach. Is here hush a wind gan bre gan daud ta an anir chion tishvanle Skorgil and a calm no an aller and down o vahish gebaun the broige she unsteid vani a cry mochri his stog she minchin bronog his lies left fall nilagam go broch o yultig mogrog yal damse Oh, it's down by the river, for sure and for certain, is the maiden who is quiet, soft and gentle. And she is fairer than the swan afloat from head to toe. She is the stately lady who has broken my heart and left my mind sorrowful. And there is no cure for me ever, since my bright love has refused me. I would rather than the whole of Ireland, than the wealth of the King of Spain, for you and I to be alone, in a nook far away from our friends. Or for you and I to be married, my love, with the common consent of our parents. Young maiden of the sweetest kisses, you are the son of the White Rock. Is farlam na erevor na sevres green spine gar an mincha agus to sa illu the finner equil I vad on our garden O mincha Augustusa me posta en ho la hen childa is more have I no is milche pog to grian carrig And lovely lady of the fair hair, if you are to be mine, you will be treated in a manner your friends would like, with silken hat from toe to top, and everything of excellence in the town. Your herd of cattle will be heard for home each evening, and the sweet buzzing of bees on the pastures. There'll be gold in your palm, and a carriage to take you to the top of the White Rock. Astuar an kin kailge, mastual maragam, my coir orta hat no kunla de charde. Either here dagas hata o faun gabahis skaknin sa chahar tahiaus beg the volok agasa skak noin kon palya skjol bin eg vaha volta beg hol the glakis khoiste it haring gavroch na haring a boy And that was Dennis Cahill with Bruch, and a compilation we put together there in tribute to Dennis. Again, as I said earlier about Seamus Begley, Nive Elaheda on Arish, and just we do miss Dennis, and we're so grateful to have known such a beautiful person, not just a great musician, but a lovely person. Anyway, we'll move on, and as we had Jimmy Keane on there earlier on the last one, and I think we're going to keep with Jimmy Keane here now, and this is we're going to. This is an old version here of Bahola, which I came upon, and it's called A Little Thatched Cabin.
Right well I remember that little thatched cabin, where first shone the light of my life's early morn. It stood on a hill in sight of a village, and under that same roof my father was born. I grew up to manhood and started life's journey, resolved that my fortune might rise and not fall. But one thing I learned I will never forget it, that little thatched cot was the best home of all. 'Twas there my poor mother first taught me in childhood the duties of right and the error of wrong. 'Twas there I first drove home the cows from the pasture, barefooted by whilst I heard the birds song. I ploughed for my father, I mowed in the meadow, I trained the young vine round the moss-covered wall. But one thing I learned, though I talk not of pleasure, that little thatched cot was the best home of all. But now I've grown old and kind fortune smiles on me, and when I look back with a feeling of pain, I would give all I could think of possessing, if I could live happy my childhood again. I sigh when I think of my father and mother, in deathbed they sleep neath the old churchyard wall, and all the kind friends I can call to my memory, round that little thatched cot is the best home of all.
And that, of course, there was the great Bahola with Jimmy Keane and Pat Brothers, and it was just wonderful there. I was down there, the Sean Cleland as well, that's in Bahola. I was thinking of when I was down in Gaelic Park last week, Chicago Gaelic Park, and Jimmy Keane was playing in the session there. I went down there to hear them, and I also popped into the rally for Reynolds benefit that's taken place, and we wish the committee there of the Rally for Reynolds for doing such a wonderful, it's such a honour, as hard as it is to, you see someone that's in difficulty, but you see the people, the Irish community rally around people, and the Reynolds family that need our support at this time, and that benefit is coming up on February 4th, as I believe, at Chicago Gaelic Park. But going back to Gaelic Park, it was great to see Jimmy Keane out there, and some of the young people turning out to practice their instrument, learn from someone like Jimmy. Pat Brothers was playing as well. It was just fabulous to see the tradition continue, that it's alive and well and flourishing, and long may it continue. So, folks, we're coming to the end of our first Noble Call podcast. If you've lasted this long, congratulations. No, but we'll be back again with the help of God. We'll be back on a regular basis. We'll have more, a little bit of crack. We just wanted to get the ball going here, and be sure to share this with your friends and family. If you have a particular song or particular song you even want to hear, do let us know, and we'd be delighted to play it, you know. So again, from all of us here, all myself, I must say, we want to wish you the very best in the new year. And I will say that we have many, many great music gatherings to continue. So from myself, God bless, and see you all again very soon. We're going to finish you off now with Ireland's Green Shore with Tim O'Brien.
One evening for pleasure I rambled on the banks of some cold purling stream. I sat down on a bed of primroses and I gently fell into a dream. I dreamt that I saw a fair female, her equal I never saw before. And I sighed for the loss of our country as we stray there on Ireland's green shore.
You've been listening to the Noble Call podcast with Paddy Homan. For more information, go to paddyhoman.com.
Her cheeks were like two blooming roses, and her teeth were like ivory so white. Her eyes shone like two sparkling diamonds, both stars on some cold frosty night. She was dressed in the richest attire, and green was the mantle that she wore, all bound down with the hemlocks and